A very good morning, everybody. Today we will be dealing with pharynx. Now, the pharynx is a fibromuscular tube that extends from the base of the skull, hair from the base of the skull to the esophagus. Throughout it is lined by mucous membrane. When we look at the measurements of this pharynx, we see that it is about 12 to 14 centimeters long. The width is about 3.5 centimeters at the base, whereas it is about 1.5 centimeters, that is, it is narrowest at the pharyngoesophageal junction that lies at the level of the C6 cartilage. Okay, now we know that pharynx acts as a common passage for both the air as well as for the food. What is the location of pharynx? When we see, it lies behind the nasal cavity, the mouth, and the larynx, and it is communicating with these three cavities anteriorly. Talking about the boundaries of this pharynx, so when we see the pharynx, it is bounded superiorly by the base of the skull. I have taught you the norma basalis. There I have told you that this piece of bone here was formed by the basis sphenoid and the basi-occiput. So superiorly, the pharynx is bounded by the part of this basis sphenoid and basi-occiput that lies anterior to the pharyngeal tubercle. Okay. Inferiorly, it is continuous with the esophagus, where they ask you, it becomes continuous with the esophagus at the lower border of the cricoid cartilage here, that is at the level of the C6 vertebra. When we look at it posteriorly, it is separated from the cervical spine by what? By all this tissue here, that is the prevertebral fascia, loose areolar tissue जो उसको separate करता है from the cervical vertebra. Anteriorly, it opens into the oral cavity, the nasal cavity, and the laryngeal cavity. Laterally, the pharynx is bounded by the neurovascular bundle. Okay, then, so this is a dissected specimen showing the pharynx extending from here. What is this? They asked you in an exam. What is this? ये हमारे पास क्या है? ये हमारा स्फेनॉइड की बॉडी में साइनस है, स्फेनॉइडल एयर साइनस. ठीक है, तो इसके नीचे से शुरू होता है और कहाँ तक जाएगा? नीचे तक, जहां पे ट्रेकियोइसोफेजियल हमारा फेरेंजियोइसोफेजियल जंक्शन होता है. Now when we look at the pharynx is divided into three parts. We have the nasopharynx, that is the part that is lying behind the nose. You can see here this part of the pharynx, that is pink color here. This is the nasopharynx. This orange color part that lies behind the oral cavity is the oropharynx, and this blue colored part that lies behind the larynx or the voice box is known as the laryngopharynx. Now, first of all, let's discuss the nasopharynx here. So the nasopharynx is the part that is lying behind the nasal cavity. What are the boundaries? Nothing is difficult in it. Obviously, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक extend कर रहा है. ये posterior boundary है, ये anterior boundary है, ये superior boundary. So the roof here, it is formed by the body of the sphenoid and the body of the occipital bone, right? The floor here, this part, is formed by the soft palate. This is the soft palate. So upper surface of the soft palate forms the floor. Then the floor is also formed by the pharyngeal isthmus. What is the pharyngeal isthmus here? This portion that is opening in the floor between the free edge of this, that is the soft palate, and the posterior pharyngeal wall. So basically, ये पूरा floor बनाता है. Whole of this forms the floor. The anterior part of the floor is formed by the soft palate, the superior surface of the soft palate, whereas the posterior part, this opening here, is known as the pharyngeal isthmus. What is it? It is an opening in the floor between the free edge of the soft palate and the posterior pharyngeal wall here. Then the anterior wall. The anterior wall, it is formed by what? It is continuous with the nasal cavity and it will be formed by the nasal septum. The posterior wall here, this posterior wall, is formed by It's a sloping area formed by jahan pe roof becomes continuous with the posterior wall, and it is formed by the interior arch of atlas. The lateral wall is formed by the pterygoid plates, the medial part, the medial pterygoid plate. Okay. So Dobara, this is a diagram of the nasopharynx that is showing this will be the roof, this portion, the soft palate and the pharyngeal isthmus will be the floor. This is continuous anteriorly with the nasal cavity. Posteriorly, this forms the posterior wall. Now there are few features in this nasopharynx. Basically, pharynx is more important for your specimen. Okay, so what are the features we see in the nasopharynx? So, सबसे पहले है this thing that is the pharyngeal tonsils or the nasopharyngeal tonsils. Then we see this opening here. This opening is of the eustachian tube here. And then we have the pharyngeal recess or fossa of Rosemuller. ये तीन structures हम इसमें देखते हैं. Now, talking about first of all this part, this thing. This is the nasopharyngeal tonsil. What is a nasopharyngeal tonsil? It is a collection of lymphoid tissue that lies beneath the mucous membrane of the pharynx. This nasopharyngeal tonsil is present at the junction of the roof and the posterior wall. Now, sometimes there is a mucous diverticulum. There is an extension in it that is known as the nasopharyngeal bursa or pouch of Luschka that extends upwards into the substance of this nasopharyngeal tonsil from its apex. ठीक है, बेसिकली यहाँ पे कोई एक ऐसे डाइवर्टिकुलम अंदर की तरफ जाता है इस नेसोफेरेंजियल टॉन्सिल्स में. इस डाइवर्टिकुलम को हम पाउच ऑफ लश्का कहते हैं या नेसोफेरेंजियल बर्सा कहते हैं. What is present in this pouch? Mucous glands are present in this. ठीक है. Now, why do we see this bursa here? This bursa develops due to adhesion of notochord to the dorsal wall of the pharyngeal part of the foregut. Okay. Now, this sometimes a small dimple is seen in the mucous membrane above the pharyngeal tubercle. Okay. Now, this is known as the Rathke's pouch. What is importance of Rathke's pouch? A craniopharyngioma, that is a tumor, can develop in it. Here. Okay. So we're talking about this part, that is the pharyngeal tonsil. जिसमें हमने एक diverticulum देखा जिसको हम लोगों ने pouch of Luschka या nasopharyngeal bursa बोला. ठीक है. इसके बाद we have this opening here, this opening here. This opening is the opening of the pharyngeal side. Eustachian tube की दो opening है, कान की तरफ से है और एक pharynx की तरफ से, right? So ये eustachian tube की opening है, this one. So the orifice of the pharyngeotympanic tube or the auditory tube lies on the lateral wall. See, it lies at the level of the inferior concha. These are nasal concas. We'll be talking about it in the nasal cavity. So we have a superior, the middle, and an inferior nasal concha. So it lies at the level of the inferior nasal concha. Okay. Now, when we look at this opening here, this opening is bounded by hair and elevation. Upper or posterior margin pe, we see an elevation that bounds this tubal opening. This elevation is caused by aggregation of lymphoid tissue with below the mucous membrane. Same way जैसे हमें यहाँ पे देखो, this is a sagittal section, right? So यहाँ पे जिस तरह से हम लोगों को mucous membrane के अंदर there is collection of this lymphoid tissue that is known as the pharyngeal tonsil. Similarly, around the opening of the eustachian tube, we have collection of lymphoid tissue beneath the mucous membrane, and this is known as the tubal tonsil. Okay, this is known as the tubal tonsil. When we look at the tubal tonsil, we have two folds that move down from this tubal tonsil. Okay, so we have two folds that move down. एक ये fold बनेगा नीचे और एक ये fold बनेगा. So this fold is known as the salpingopharyngeal fold. This one is known as the salpingopharyngeal fold, which extends vertically downwards and it fades on the side of the pharynx. It contains a muscle that is known as the salpingopharyngeus muscle. Okay. Here, this one is known as the salpingo-palatine fold. This salpingo-palatine fold extends downward towards the south palate. So I hope you're understanding this. तो ये एक डिप्रेशन है, इसके इर्द गिर्द ये एक फोल्ड है और एक ये फोल्ड है. पीछे वाला फोल्ड जो है that will be the salpingo-pharyngeal fold और ये वाला will be the salpingo-palatine fold. The salpingopharyngeal fold is containing the salpingopharyngeus muscle. This fold, the salpingopalatine fold, is containing the levator palatine muscle. Okay. When we look at it, is tubal क्योंकि elevation produce होगी. This tubal opening is producing an elevation here. Just behind this elevation, we'll have a depression. So this depression is known, the deep depression that lies behind this tubal elevation here is known as the pharyngeal recess, or this is also known as the fossa of Rosenmuller. Okay. When we look at this nasopharynx, structurally and functionally, it is resembling the nose. That means it will be lined by the same type of epithelium that lines the nose, that is pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Okay, then a very important clinical condition here is due to the presence of these tonsils here, the pharyngeal tonsils here, that is known as adenoids. When they are enlarged, it is known as adenoids. The nasopharyngeal tonsils are normally prominent in children up to 6 years of age. After 6 years of age, they normally decline, the size goes down. If they are enlarged due to infection, these nasopharyngeal tonsils are enlarged, they are known as adenoids. So enlargement of the nasopharyngeal tonsils is known as adenoids. Okay, it normally is seen commonly in children up to children of less than 6 years of age. What will happen? सीधी सी बात है, there will be an infection of this area and inflammation of this area. So the patient won't be able to breathe with nose, so he will breathe through his mouth, right? So the affected children will present with nasal obstruction, a nasal discharge, mouth breathing. Because of mouth breathing, there will be protrusion of the tongue. There will be toneless voice, small pitched nose, and these people are commonly prone to epistaxis, that is bleeding from nose. Okay, so this is about your nasopharynx. So to look at the nasopharynx again, we saw that these were the boundaries. Superiorly, the base sphenoid and the base occiput. Inferiorly, the floor was formed by the soft palate and this portion that is known as the pharyngeal isthmus. Anteriorly, it was continuous with the nasal cavity. Posteriorly, this fascia that was covering the arch of Atlas. Then we saw the features. This important structure here is the nasopharyngeal tonsil. That is a collection of lymphoid tissue present at the junction of the roof and the posterior wall. We have said that there might be a diverticulum in it. That is a mucous diverticulum that is known as the pouch of Luschka, right? Then we said a craniopharyngioma may develop in the Rathke's pouch. Then we said we have this pharyngotympanic opening of the pharyngotympanic tube or the eustachian tube that is bounded superiorly and posteriorly by a fold, by an elevation that is formed by the tubal tonsils. An area behind the tubal tonsils here is known as the pharyngeal recess. From this tubal tonsil, we have salpingopharyngeal fold niche, that has the salpingopharyngeus muscle, and we have the salpingopalatine fold that has the levator villi palatine muscle here. This area of pharyngeal recess is known as the fossa of Rosenmuller. Okay. So this is showing the nasopharyngeal bursa here. That was the mucous bursa, the pouch of Luschka. And then we said that sometimes a small dimple is seen. A dimple jaisa ek chota sa depression hai, that is known as the Rathke's pouch that can be seen in it. So these are the two features: adenoids, having the nasopharyngeal bursa, and the Rathke's pouch. Okay, now there is another very important thing that you have to know, is known as the nasopharyngeal isthmus and Passavant's ridge. What is it? You have to understand. Okay. Now look at it here. When we look at this muscle, this one, this is the palatopharyngeus muscle. ठीक है? When this palatopharyngeus muscle that is arising from the palatine epineurosis, यानी यहाँ पे आप देखो, so there is a muscle that is the palatopharyngeus muscle, this one. This is arising from this part, that is the palate, from here. इसको यहाँ zoom करके दिखाया गया है. From the palate, this part, दो layers में, posterior layer and anterior layer, is the palatopharyngeus, this one, right? Now, what happens is that this palatopharyngeus muscle that is arising from the palatine epineurosis, it passes some of its fibers. What they do is that they sweep horizontally backwards and join the upper fibers of the superior constrictor muscle. And they form a U-shaped loop in the posterior pharyngeal wall underneath the mucosa. See, so this was your palatopharyngeus muscle, right? अब क्या करता है, some of these fibers palatopharyngeus muscle के क्या करते हैं, ये क्या करते हैं, superior constrictor muscle होता है of this palate, of the pharynx, sorry. So some of the fibers, they sweep horizontally. ये normally नीचे की तरफ जा रहा है, मगर ये क्या करते हैं, they move horizontally. They move horizontally and they form a U-shaped loop. They form a U-shaped loop यहाँ पे that is present in the posterior part of the pharynx. ठीक है? अब इस ये जो इसने बनाया है, ये इसके कुछ फाइबर जो लूप बना रहे हैं सुपीरियर कंस्ट्रक्टिव के साथ, ये गोलाई में पूरा एक यू शेप लूप बनाएंगे. ठीक है? अब क्या हो जाता है, दिस यू शेप लूप इज पुल्ड फॉरवर्ड व्हेन यू swallow. सो ये एक रिज जैसा बनता है, दैट इज नोन एज द Passavant's ridge. Okay? Now what happens is during swallowing, this pharyngeal isthmus here is closed by the elevation of soft palate, right? यहाँ पे जो हमारा pharyngeal isthmus था, यहाँ पे isthmus था, so this portion has to be closed. खाना has to be avoided to go from the nose, to go to the nose, right? So during swallowing, this pharyngeal isthmus is closed by elevation of soft palate and pulling forward of the posterior pharyngeal wall, that is the Passavant's ridge. Okay, so it acts as a sphincter. Dobara. So this is a diagram that is showing the superior constrictor muscle here. And then we have a muscle that is arising from palatine epineurosis, that is the palatopharyngeus muscle. Some of the fibers, normally the fibers had to go down into the pharynx. But some of the fibers, what do? They come and they bind with the superior constrictor muscle. Now what happens? During swallowing, soft palate will move up and this ridge will move forward. And thus this pharyngeal isthmus is closed. Okay? So ये एक elevation जैसा जो बनता है, that is known as the Passavant's ridge. Okay, now let's talk about the oropharynx here. Now what are the boundaries of the oropharynx? So here we know the area that lies behind the oral cavity is the oropharynx. It extends from the soft palate to the upper border of the epiglottis. So this portion here, from the lower border of the soft palate to the upper border of the epiglottis, is known as the oropharynx. The roof is formed by the things that were forming its floor, that is the soft palate and the pharyngeal isthmus. The floor here is formed by the posterior 1/3 of the tongue, and it is bounded by the interval between the tongue and the epiglottis, right? The anterior wall here is incomplete, formed by the pharyngeal part of the tongue and the oropharyngeal isthmus. यहाँ पे अभी हम स्ट्रक्चर देखेंगे जो हम लोग oropharyngeal isthmus कहते हैं वो. ठीक? The posterior wall is formed by the body of C2 vertebra and upper part of C3 vertebra. Lateral walls, laterally obviously pharynx center में पास हो रहा था, तो laterally हमें उनके पास क्या प्रेजेंट होते हैं, हमारे पास laterally pterygoid processes होते हैं, pterygomandibular raphe होता है और mandible present होती है. ठीक है? Now, what are the features that we see in this part? सबसे पहले हम लोग we'll talk about this oropharyngeal isthmus जो मैं कह रही थी. So oropharyngeal isthmus क्या होता है? This part. When we look at it, this part, hair forms the oropharyngeal isthmus. ठीक है? Now, सबसे पहले we have the features we see in the oropharynx. ठीक है? So we have on the lateral wall, we see a very important lymphoid collection that is known as the palatine tonsils. See, the palatine tonsils will be studied in another lecture, but to remember it, you can see that the palatine tonsil hair almond shaped hota hai. ठीक है? It is present in a triangular fossa that is bounded anteriorly by one arch hair and posteriorly by this arch. Look at this. यहाँ पे. This arch is known as the palatoglossal arch and this is known as the palatopharyngeal arch. यही चीज यहाँ पे मैं दिखाना चाह रही थी. So this is the tonsil. This was a sagittal section. This is when we open the mouth. So uvula से नीचे जाता हुआ this one is known as the palatoglossal arch. और पीछे we have the palatopharyngeal arch. ठीक है? इसके बीच में we have the tonsils. The palatoglossal arch, this one was projecting downwards and forwards from the palate to the lateral margin of the tongue. And the posterior, this one, the palatopharyngeal arch, runs downwards and backwards into the pharyngeal wall. Okay. Then the anterior wall of the oropharynx hair. What does it present? We have a lymphoid aggregation hair that is known as the lingual tonsils. The lingual tonsils, I have taught you the tongue, so you know that the lingual tonsil is formed by the lymphoid aggregation that is present underneath the mucous membrane of the posterior part of the tongue. Then the anterior wall shows this leaf-like cartilage that is known as the epiglottis. So we see the upper border of epiglottis here. Okay, then you remember that from the epiglottis we had median and lateral glossoepiglottic folds, and between the median and the lateral glossoepiglottic folds we had the epiglottic vallecula. Right? So these are the structures, that features that we see in the oropharynx. So यहाँ पे भी पूरा pharyngeal part में आपको दिख सकता है. क्या क्या है? Tonsils है, palatoglossal arch है, palatopharyngeal arch है. ठीक है? Epiglottis है, median glossoepiglottic fold है, lateral glossoepiglottic fold है और epiglottic vallecula है. ठीक? Now, then they ask you, what do you mean by the oropharyngeal isthmus? जैसे वहां पे हमारे पास we had a pharyngeal isthmus here, वैसे ही यहाँ पे we have an oropharyngeal isthmus, right? So oropharyngeal isthmus is an opening between the two palatoglossal, यहाँ पे हमें समझ आएगा. So this opening जो हम लोग देखते हैं, ठीक है? So arched opening between the two palatoglossal folds through which the oral cavity is communicating with the oropharynx. ठीक है? Oral cavity becomes continuous with the oropharynx through this arched opening that is formed by the two palatoglossal folds. Right? This is known as the oropharyngeal isthmus. It is bounded superiorly by the soft palate. Below, it is formed by the dorsum, the posterior 1/3 of the tongue. Laterally, it is formed by the palatoglossal fold from the two sides. अब इसकी क्या इंपॉर्टेंस होती है? The oropharyngeal isthmus जो होता है, it is closed during deglutition to prevent regurgitation of food from pharynx to the mouth. ठीक है? अब वापस खाना मुंह में नहीं आना चाहिए, right? यहाँ पे pharyngeal isthmus was closed, or was also closed during swallowing. Obviously, when you swallow something, it has to go here, right? Then both these openings have to be closed. The food should not go into the nose. The food should not go into the oral cavity again. To prevent the food from going into the nose, we have to close this pharyngeal isthmus that was closed by what? The soft palate being lifted and the Passavant's bench being dragged anteriorly, right? अब जो ये oropharyngeal isthmus है, that is this arched opening. This is closed. How? We close it. We have the approximation of the tongue and the soft palate and the palatoglossal arches that close this oropharyngeal isthmus. Okay. Now, another part is the laryngopharynx. So what is the laryngopharynx? We said that the part that was lying behind the Larynx. We know that the larynx is the windpipe, right? So this part that was lying behind the larynx, behind the laryngeal inlet, was known as the laryngopharynx or the hypopharynx. Now, when we look at it, this is a diagram जिसमें क्या किया गया है? It is a posterior view. It is a posterior view of the pharynx. We have removed the wall of the pharynx. Half of the wall has been removed. We can see this part would be the nasopharynx. This part would be the oropharynx. Now this part is the laryngopharynx. So the laryngopharynx is a part that is lying behind the laryngeal inlet. This area that is bounded by the epiglottis, the aryepiglottic folds here is the and the aryepiglottic folds here and the these folds here is the laryngopharynx. Okay, is the inlet of larynx. Okay, now when we look at it, it is bounded here. So the laryngopharynx lies behind the larynx and it extends from the upper border of the epiglottis to the lower border of the cricoid cartilage that lies at the level of the C6 vertebra. It communicates anteriorly with what? With the larynx. And inferiorly, it becomes, this part is becoming continuous with the esophagus at the pharyngoesophageal junction. That is the narrowest part of the GIT except the appendix. When we talk about its boundaries, it is bounded anteriorly by the laryngeal inlet here and the posterior wall of larynx here, right? Please don't confuse it. हम इस ट्यूब की बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, हम इस ट्यूब की बात कर रहे हैं. So इस ट्यूब की anterior boundary में एक ये opening है और ये larynx की बाकी cartilages हैं, right? So posterior wall is formed by C3, C4, C3, C4, C5, C6 vertebra. Lateral wall is formed by the thyroid cartilage here. Okay? Now, when we look at it, when we look at this part, we see that the anterior wall presents this opening that is known as the laryngeal inlet, and below the inlet, this portion, ये जो bulge है, ये bulge कैसे हो रहा है? This bulge is produced by the cartilages that support the larynx. What are the cartilages? We have the thyroid, the cricoid, the arytenoid cartilages. उनकी वजह से ये anterior wall बन रहा है, ठीक है? जो lateral wall है, अब ये देखो, this was a tube जिसमें अंदर एक और tube bulge कर रहा है. Because there is a bulging of tube in this tube, so ये तो hard part है, ठीक है? That is forming the anterior wall. यहाँ laterally, because there is this tube that is bulging in a bigger tube, there will be a fossa, there will be a depression that is present here. Groove जैसा, a depression will be present on each side. This depression is known as the pyriform fossa. A very important thing. You have to understand it. ये diagram exam मतलब ये समझो कैसे है. We have removed यहाँ we have not removed. आप समझिए हम लोगों ने we have cut open the pharynx posteriorly. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे this part was the laryngopharynx. Anterior wall is showing this opening known as a laryngeal inlet, and this bulging part that is formed by the laryngeal cartilages. And on the side we have these recesses, this depression that is known as the pyriform fossa. Okay. Now, what is this pyriform fossa? It is a deep recess that is bounded above. When we see it is broader above, it is narrower below. It is present on each side of the laryngeal inlet, right? अब ये क्यों होता है and how is it produced? It is produced by the bulging of these laryngeal cartilages into the laryngopharynx, right? Now, what are the boundaries of this pyriform fossa? So when we look at it, the boundaries are medially, we have the aryepiglottic fold and the quadrangular membrane of larynx, which will be discussed in larynx. Laterally, we have this mucous membrane covering the medial surface of the lamina of the thyroid cartilage. Important thing here is, देखो, the thyroid cartilage होती है वो गोलाई में बंद नहीं होती है. Thyroid cartilage जो होती है वो पीछे से ओपन होती है, तो वो इस फोल्ड में प्रेजेंट होगी और इस फोल्ड में प्रेजेंट होगी. जबकि जो हमारे एरिटेनॉइड्स है वो यहाँ प्रेजेंट होंगे और क्रिकॉइड कार्टिलेज पूरा गोल में प्रेजेंट होगा. ठीक है? सो इसीलिए इट सेज दैट जो अंदर का बल्ज है यहाँ पे, ठीक है, यहाँ पे हमारे एपिग्लॉटिक फोल्ड्स हैं ये थी, एंड quadrangular membrane of larynx है जो यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट होती है, ठीक है। और लेटरली हमारे पास म्यूकस मेम्ब्रेन है that is covering the medial surface of lamina of the thyroid cartilage, and we have a thyrohyoid membrane here, ठीक। Now, internal laryngeal nerve and superior laryngeal vessels pierce the thyrohyoid membrane and they traverse beneath the mucous membrane, ठीक है, of the fossa. Above, अगर हम देखेंगे, the pyriform fossa is separated from the epiglottic valvula by the lateral glossoepiglottic folds. So again, this is the fossa here. हम इसकी बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है। इस fossa में, just below the mucous membrane on the lateral side, we have passage of the internal laryngeal nerve and the superior laryngeal vessels that gains its importance. So the part of the laryngopharynx was mounted anteriorly by the laryngeal inlet here, and this part of the cricoid cartilage and the arytenoids, and posteriorly we had, laterally we have the thyroid cartilage and the mucous membrane covering it, ठीक है। Now, this pyriform fossa is deep in ruminating animals. Okay, दूसरी important चीज है that it can be deepened artificially in smugglers. Therefore, it is also known as smuggler's fossa. वो क्या करते हैं, precious materials जैसे कि diamonds वगैरह वो इसी fossa में lodge करते हैं, and it can be deepened. Okay. A clinical importance here is that the pyriform fossa is a very dangerous size. Why? Because it can be perforated during endoscopy. Endoscopy में क्या होता है, आप माउथ से एक ट्यूब डाल रहे हो, अब वो ट्यूब आपको डालना है, इसोफेगस में जाना है, सो ऑब्वियसली आपको यहाँ से पास होना है, इस ट्यूब से पास होना है, ठीक है। तो कभी कभी क्या होता है, जैसे ही आप इस ट्यूब से पास होते हो की तरफ जाते हो, लैरिंजोफैरिंक्स में जाते हो, वो इसमें लॉज हो जाता है, एंड बिकॉज हमें मालूम है कि देयर इज this internal laryngeal nerve that passes through it, so it may be damaged here, ठीक है। Okay, उसके अलावा क्या होता है, कभी कभी there may be a malignant tumor of this area, ठीक है। अब pyriform fossa में बहुत एरिया है, that is it is deeper, ठीक है। So a malignant tumor may grow in this space of the pyriform fossa and it will produce symptoms, and by the time the patient comes to know about the tumor, it has already spread it to the rest of the body, ठीक है। Okay. Then another important thing is that sometimes an ingested food, foreign body, especially fish bone जो खाते हैं बच्चे, it gets lodged in this pyriform fossa, ठीक है। अगर ये नहीं निकाला टाइम पे तो obviously it will damage the internal laryngeal nerve, जिसकी वजह से क्या होगा, there will be an anesthesia in the supraglottic part of larynx and there will be loss of the cuff reflex, ठीक है। So this internal laryngeal nerve here, it supplies the supraglottic part of the larynx. So this finishes the features we see in the oropharynx, the nasopharynx, and the laryngopharynx. In the next lecture, we will be discussing about the wall of the pharynx, the muscles, and the nerve supply. So this finishes today's lecture. Thank you.